as a student of Kabbalah, we know that there's no light that can be revealed without the vessel be ready for it. Everything has to do with the desire of a person. And this is a fundamental rule that I wish we could internalize it. I mean, we can talk about it all the time, but I wish we can internalize it and really understand it from the heart. Because everything that has happened to us in life, it's because it's a vessel that we created. A light cannot come to us if we are not ready. And when we are ready, the light almost doesn't have any, not almost, according to universal law. It's only given. So if our vessel is ready, we should, have what we want to have. All right? So there's no reason that we will have any lack in our life. So preparing the vessel, preparing the desire, it's the most important. It's a very important time in the journey, in the evolution of the year, to make goals. And it's easy to make goals that are shorter. If I'm going to say, okay, for a year I'm not going to eat chocolate, I was like, oh no, I can't give up chocolate, right? But if only in the month of Elul I will not eat chocolate, wow, you know what? Maybe I can do it. And even cut it off into smaller goal. Today I'm not going to eat it, and then today and tomorrow I'm not going to do that. But when tomorrow comes, you're going to say again, today I'm not going to do that. Only today. So we can take it one step at a time. Virgo is about the small details. Virgo is about routines. Every time you want to see in a chart that if a person has discipline and routine, you go into a Virgo and see where Virgo is, where it's located, what relationship it has to other planets, and you can really see if a person has ability to, it's easy, everybody is able, okay? If it's easier for a person, some people, they just make a decision and tough, they do that. In Virgo, it's a to-do list sign. They have a task and they're going to go for their task because that's the energy of Virgo as an astrological sign, right? So Kabbalistically, we're in the time of mercy. And if you really know Virgo, Virgo is a sign of service. Sometimes, they look tough, they look judgmental. They're only judgmental because they're very judgmental towards themselves and they expect a lot from them and others to be perfect. And Virgo needs to know that perfection, even though, and especially in this parasha, we're talking about Tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. You should be complete with the Creator. And we're going to talk about it. What does it mean? But it definitely doesn't mean to be perfect, because each and every one of us is perfect according to our tikkun. And this is another thing that we need to internalize. Perfection is not if I do everything right, if I have everything I need, if I'm okay. That's not perfection. That's not perfection. Perfection is within. If I feel complete, if I feel that everything is happening exactly the way I need to experience it according to my tikkun. So we need to look at the word perfection in a different way. Anyway, so in the time of Virgo, it's time, and the universe also, Kabbalistically given us, it's time of mercy, given us the ability to make different habits, to start new things. We get supported by the universe to do that at small details, like a Virgo, the small details. One day, today I'm doing it and I'm doing it good. I'm taking on myself to do that. And tomorrow I do that too. The month of Elul is Ani ledodi vedodi li. I'm for my beloved and my beloved is for me. And if you take Ani ledodi vedodi li, if you take the 4, every word finished with a Yud. Yud numerology 10. So 10, sorry, 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 is 40, right? And when Moses went to the mountain, to Mount Sinai at the last time to bring back the second tablets, he went to the mountain on the new moon of Virgo, and he came back 40 days after at Yom Kippur. All right, so there is 40 days, and if you really, a lot of processes are 40 days. If a woman is getting pregnant, and for some reason they want a boy or a girl, right? For 40 days, they can pray, even if the doctor said there is a boy. For 40 days with prayers and with meditation, there is an ability to change the sex of the baby. After 40 days, you can pray as much as you want. The sex is not going to change. If it's a boy, it's going to be a boy. So there is a process of 40 days. You know, a woman, if you know, it's 40 weeks of being pregnant. Moses went 3 times for 40 days to pray for the Creator. There's so many, 40 days in the desert, 40 days of the flood that came. There's many, I think there's hundreds of times saying the number 40 in the Torah. Because 40 days is a completion of a process. So if we're really serious about our, spiritual work, we want to take that month. We want to take that month to make goals. To make goals and to commit to it, to change habits. And we don't have to do it in a big way. Small. Virgo, small details. Small things, don't be offended, Virgo. I'm offended sometimes. I'm a Virgo, and sometimes I don't like to think small. I like to think big. That's not fair. I don't want to be a Virgo, right? But everything starts with the details. There's no problem to think big. But the ability to do the small things that will create habits, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. And we can use that power of the small of the Virgo. Even in Horary chart, if you want to see small animals, where are you looking for it? In a house of Virgo. If you want to see small details, where are you going to look for it? In a house of Virgo. If you want to see, simple people, you go into the house of Virgo. So Virgo, has this simplicity and has that ability to do small things, but constantly. All right, so we can all use that energy of Virgo and prepare a vessel 40 days from now until Yom Kippur, because in Rosh Hashanah it's been decided what's going to happen with us, but in Yom Kippur it's been sealed. So until Yom Kippur we can still change. So we have 40 days of mercy that we can make goals and we can be brave. And we talked in the last couple of weeks, we talked about consciousness and we talked about feeling the pain. If we're willing to go through those processes, if you can look at previous classes and really, put it all together to really make a decision that this year will be different. And one of the things that I hear almost the most, really, in the last, year, 2 years, honestly, is like, I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? People feel stuck. The energy that we have in the sky right now, okay, it's an energy of moving from past to future, right? We talked about it a lot, to end something and to start something new. Look at the planet. We're always talking about Mercury retrograde, right? If you look at the planet of any planet, it's the same process. I'm just giving the example of Mercury. Mercury is a fast planet. He's going to move forward very fast. When he's about to go retrograde, it's not moving fast and then go retrograde, right? He's going to slow down. And after he's going to slow down, he's going to stop. It's called stationary. Stationary is not moving at all, right? He's stationary for a day, sometimes 2, and only then slowly we'll go backwards, rewind, review, recharge everything, and then move forward. When we're stuck, when we feel stuck in life, we need to, everything it's observing. We cannot just, oh my God, I'm stuck, and be panicking about it and have anxiety about it because we used to, because we need to do, because that's what we learned, that if we're not doing every given moment, and if we're not, doing what is expected from us, or what people need from us, or what I'm expected from myself, it's a robotical behavior. When we feel stuck and we see what are we going through, because when we feel stuck, we feel that the universe wants to change directions. Why am I stuck? Constantly ask ourselves question, why am I stuck? Maybe I'm stuck because, I'm doing something for so long and I'm realizing, I'm not happy about it. So now if I do something that I didn't even want to do and I'm not happy about it, and I did it because it was the right thing, or because I did it because it was expected from me, or for whatever reason I did it, or I've been in a certain relationship, or I've been in a certain friendship, or whatever I did, I cannot move from, okay, I did this, now I want to do that. It's like I'm so used to live in the past, so used to live in this relationship, so used to live in that job, so used to live with those friends, so I'm used to it. I need to slow down. I need to slow down, and then it looks like I'm stopping. I'm stopping because now I want to know, what do I want to do next? But if we think, what do we want to do next, with panic? Oh my God, it's already a month and I don't know. It's already 2 months and I don't know. It's already 3 months and I don't know. The more we are like trying to shorter the process with anxiety, the more it's going to be hard for us to know. And then we are stuck for more than we need to. Okay? But if we are surrender to the process of stopping, it looks like all of us in one way or another are stopping, because it's time to move forward. And for us to move forward, we need to slow down. Okay? We cannot skip that process. The South Node in Sagittarius is belief system, fake spirituality, fake way of living that we used to, that we need to learn. The North Node in Gemini, we need to learn new things. And a person does not learn new things overnight. And it doesn't mean that we are stuck. So how did I even get to it? You see, I was just responding to something that I said before. If we don't see our reality change around us, it means that we are not growing, right? But the fact that we did a lot and now we are not, that's also change of reality. The only thing we need to ask ourselves is, like, that change of reality, where does it take me? The fact that I used to work 24/7 and now I'm not, doesn't mean that I'm not okay. Doesn't mean that I'm not on my way. It means that I'm slowing down because life wants to take me into a new directions. And if I'm reacting to the stopping, if I feel stuck, if I judge myself, if I feel that I'm not good, if I feel that nothing is moving for me, then I'm not accepting that pain. Remember, we talked a lot last week. Accept the pain that I'm not moving at the moment. I'm not moving because I need to move forward. And if I'm just going to do it fast, I'm going to be reactive again. And maybe I'm going to be stuck for another cycle of 12 years or 28 years of Saturn, and do something again that I don't like. So this is a real time. This is the time to be authentic. This is the time that the South Node in Sagittarius, all belief system, all things that we do in the name of God, or in the name of being righteous, or in the name of being good, is not working for us anymore. If we don't know, if we don't check everything in the process, if we don't learn who we are, what is our identity, if we don't know our identity, it's very hard to move forward. We can move forward very fast and get stuck for another cycle, and we don't want to do that. So let's embrace that time. Let's embrace that time now in the month of Elul. By the way, all weekend the moon is in Scorpio. So we have Protion of Shoftim and the moon in Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio is very intense, but we can use that moon in Scorpio to go deep. Do you know Scorpio is deep? Moon in Scorpio people with moon in Scorpio are very intuitive. Sometimes they'll be afraid from their intuition, but very intuitive. So when we have the new moon in Scorpio and we have the black moon conjunct the North Node in Gemini, when moon in Scorpio feel pain. A lot of people with moon in Scorpio will feel a lot of pain. Sometimes they wouldn't know where it's coming from, but there's a lot of pain involved. So if we take that weekend when the black moon, and the black moon is crucial pain. Black moon is the female aspect of God. There is a name to it, which every astrologer mentioning it. I don't like to mention it because, It's not a good name. But let's call it the black moon. All right, so the black moon has that energy of, I'm gonna hurt you, okay? Unfortunately, there is energy like that. There is energy that their job is to hurt us, okay? And in the Zohar, by the way, if we're gonna read, I mean, it's only 13 pages in the Zohar of Shoftim, and the largest or the biggest article that takes most of the 13 pages, called For Death to the Satan, to Small. Small is Samuel, it's the name of the Satan, and the black moon, the Lylyth, is his wife. Okay, so if we have the black moon conjunct the north node, it means the black moon will tell us the tikkun process. North node is tikkun process, right? And you cannot do that. The black moon is there to hurt. The moon is in Scorpio. The moon is already like, feel overwhelmed of emotions. Then the black moon is coming to the north node and she's trying to affect him. And she said, you cannot do that. You're too weak. You don't want to handle the pain. It's too painful. Get out of there. You're not able to do what you need to do. Yeah, everything is great words, all these classes, all these everything is amazing. And then you don't, but you don't have the power to do that. And that's the black moon trying to sabotage everything. But see what else is happening in the universe. Everything has the quincunx. Sun in Leo, quincunx Neptune. Mercury, quincunx Saturn. Sun in Leo, quincunx Pluto. Mars, quincunx Chiron. And Mercury, quincunx Chiron as well. And then at the end, the next week is like Mercury and Mars coming together. But you see those quincunx all the time. That's beside. We have on Monday we have Venus entering to the sign of Libra, and on Wednesday we have Mercury and Mars comes together in the sign of Virgo, and everything else, the Sun and Pluto, the Sun and Neptune, the Mercury and Saturn again, just the quincunx. For astrologers, they say quincunx, it's an aspect. Obviously, it's a plan. It's a relationship that those planets have between them. It's 150-degree relationship. All right, and if you really look at it from the analytical point of view and what you know about quincunx, nothing is happening the way we want. Why? Because it looks like there is no correlation between the two. If the Sun in Leo have a quincunx to Neptune in Pisces, it looks like everything is out of control. The Sun cannot be a Leo, cannot be a leader, because Neptune is I don't know, it looks like nothing makes sense. Okay? But with all those quincunx, you think about it, that maybe there is a justice. Quincunx it's called also the finger of God. There is like divine interfering in this week. There is divine interfering in our life. It's like in one hand we have the black moon trying to tell you cannot do it. But if you're willing to take that pain and look at it, call it in a name, look at it, embrace it. Because the pain will come, but the pain will come so we can surrender to it. Not fight it, not run away from it, surrender to it. So if we surrender to that pain, we let the finger of God, we let everything that doesn't make sense, because it's spiritual, it's beyond time, space, and motion, it's beyond our limitation. But if we are trying to look at it with the limited eyes, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense what's happening right now. It doesn't make any sense that I'll do everything for a person and a person will just take advantage. It doesn't make sense that I'm going to put so much energy and it's not going to work. It doesn't, and nothing makes sense. The pain is there because it doesn't make sense. And yet it doesn't make sense because it's time to move forward. Surrender to the pain, surrender to the process. So we're talking about 4 forms to kill Satan. Okay? And it all has to do with Hebrew letters, and it all has to do with very, very deep concepts. We know that the cherev, the sword, the sword is the Yud K Vav K, which is the tip of the sword is the Yud, okay? The Vav of the Yud K Vav K is the sword itself. And the K and K, the Hey and Hey, of the sword is the pipiot, the thing that when you hold a sword, you have this thing here, right? And the 2 handles is the 2 Heys, which is really the sword is the Yud K Vav K. The cherev, the sword, is the mind, So we need to take care of the Satan from the mind way. I'm very briefly. אוקיי? הנרתיק של החרב, שבו הכלים שנויים בו החרב, הוא אדנה. So the sword is the Yud K Vav K, and the nartik, you put the sword in it's not a bag, it's in a place it's called nartik, it's called a bag of a sword, when you put it together, that's the adne. So when you put the sword in its place together, it's the combination of the Yud K Vav K and adne together. So if we eventually, to kill Satan, is to come to a true love, to a true combination of Zir and Pin and Malchut. Okay? When we put this together, remember we talked about love in Tu B'Av, we talked about all of it together. We always take bits and pieces of everything, and the knowledge is always the same knowledge. The only question we need to ask ourselves from one week to another is like, how much of it did we actually do? And how much of it we just study because we like to be smart people. Okay? So the 4 stages, one is in the mind, one is in the heart, and the last one is to put them together, to bring love, to bring affinity between Yud Ke Vav Ke and Adne, between Zeir and Pin and Malchut, between our body and our soul. All right? And when we have that unity between body and soul, when we become one, the body has the same desire of the soul, and the soul has the desire of the body. That means that the body always wants, and in the process, it says that because when we're connecting, it says tzedek tzedek tirdof. I know I'm all over the place right now, but I'm trying to make sense out of it. There is the justice of the upper world and the justice of the lower world, right? And they're coming together. And then it says, ומכאן נודע שאין אדם נוקפץ באו מלמטה עד שניתן לו רשות מלמעלה. A person cannot do nothing at all, not even move the finger. נוקף אצבעו מלמטה, from here, from the world of Malchut, until he got permission to do that from the upper world. So the Zir and Pin and Malchut, these 2 worlds are working together. They are working together. And if we are allowing ourselves to heal from the pain, everything we feel right now, if we really know, and it's very hard to know, that the Creator doesn't make mistakes, that the Creator is merciful, that the Creator wants the best for us, and He knows better for us. He knows better than us what's good for us. And if we are able to connect and to embrace that pain and to go, to something bigger than us, then we connect the 2 words. Then we connect to true love. Then we connect to completion, not perfection, but completion. And then justice can happen in our life the way it needs to happen. And growing. So, in this portion, we have the ability to kill the Satan to look inside, to put judges and cups in our heart. You know, to judge ourselves for good, even if we made mistakes, so the Creator can judge us for good. To forgive ourselves is not to go in to check what's wrong with us, to check what's wrong with us so we can forgive ourselves. To check where is our pain so we can forgive ourselves. And kill that voice that is telling us, that is make us feel, you know, that we are separated from Creator, separated from other people. You know, in life is either we connect or we disconnect. We want to be connected. When we connect, things can flourish. And when we disconnect, you know, you would think like a person that is sad. You would think that the Creator would like to help that person because he's sad. He needs help to get out of there. Because wealth go to wealth and happiness go to happy people. Right? But the person that is sad, he needs that energy, but he doesn't have affinity with it's a basic rule that we're talking about all the time, but we need to really put it strong in our heart and in our brain. That when we are sad, that's what we draw to our life. There's no affinity, there's no connection of Zirat Bin Malchut. There is a lack, and Satan is holding exactly where it hurts.